James Bond isn't a property that's renowned for making a big appearance at Comic-Con. Despite being a film series that's loved the world over, it never really fits into the world of comic books, cult series and Disney. Big Bond film announcements are their own big event, usually held as a press conference, introducing the world to the cast and director. However, a few tiny snippets on the collecting side of Bond did come out of Comic-Con 2017. First up, Big Chief Studios announced some additions to their Bond collectibles, as well as displaying their first wave of figures to the public. Their Goldfinger series, due for release later this year, will be joined next year by a Live and Let Die trio of Solitaire, Baron Samedi and Bond. From the pictures released, the models certainly look up to the same high standard. Sideshow may have broken the curse of the terrible Bond girl models they released in the past, with an excellent representation of Jane Seymour, with a very detailed red dress. The tarot cards are present and correct, and she is presented as being seated at a glass table, as per the film. Big Chief Studios have confirmed on their Facebook page that everything pictured will be included, which is a significant prop to accompany the model. Only time will tell as to whether the price tag will reflect this. Baron Samedi also looks to be very well crafted, and is a brilliant likeness of Geoffrey Holder. He comes complete with his white jacket and loincloth, top hat and cane. The white cross necklace sits rather awkwardly round his neck, but this has been confirmed as a placeholder and will be rectified for the real thing. He comes complete with two heads, his crazy voodoo face and his straight face similar to when he pops out of the ground. Due to flexibility required of the models and the fact that he's bare-chested, there is a visible chest joint, which is a bit of a negative. The third of the models, Roger Moore as Bond, had not been completed and was therefore not present with the others. However, there was a display confirming that he would be coming soon and would indeed be dressed in his black turtleneck that he wears for the conclusion of the film, something fans have been hoping for. The Goldfinger models have been priced at £210, so I'd expect the Live and Let Die collection to be priced similarly. Solitaire could very well cost a little bit more due to the nature of the props included. A slightly more controversial Bond-related announcement to come out of Comic-Con is the inevitable addition of the Bond franchise to the Funko Pop vinyl collectible range. Standing just short of 4 inches high, these plastic models are very simplistic in nature and are dominated by the head of the character. They all feature the same black eyes, with hair, other facial features, outfits and occasional props helping to depict the character. With every other big franchise seemingly getting the pop treatment, from Star Wars to The Simpsons to random properties such as the Rugrats, it was only a matter of time before Bond joined them. In fact, Bond has been on the Funko CEO's wish list for some time, but Ion have always been very precious about who they give the Bond license to, sometimes to the detriment of collectors. The first of what will be many waves, if sales are good, will include Sean Connery and Roger Moore in both black and white tuxedos, both presented in their standard publicity stances. Moore even features his mole for added detail. The white tux variants may be saved as exclusives or special editions. The villains are represented by 2 iconic henchmen, Oddjob and Jaws, surprising no one with their inclusion. 2 variants of Oddjob are shown, one with bowler hat on head, and one with bowler hat ready to be tossed. Jaws looks to be the same size as the others, but he'd be perfect to make into a special 6-inch figure. The Bond girls included are a little bit more random. Some reasoning can be seen for including Jill Masterson, as she's decked out in gold paint and would therefore make a nice special edition model. However, the inclusion of the much derided Jinx has caused some uproar among fans. In some ways, her inclusion makes a bit of sense, as she would most likely appeal to the casual fan as well as the American collector, where these models are a lot more popular. However, there are much more iconic Bond girls that they could have opted for, including the obvious Honey Rider, rather than settling for a hated Bond girl from a much disliked Bond film. Expect more to be announced regularly. There are already rumoured lists circulating that feature Daniel Craig as Bond in his Casino Royale pose and Blofeld, which will most likely be the Donald Pleasance version, complete with well-known scar and white Persian. Viewing internet forums, there appear to be 2 groups of people regarding these models: those who welcome any new addition to the Bond merchandise range, and those who feel Bond is a different kind of property to the other big franchises and should have a higher quality of collectible, like the aforementioned Big Chief Studio models. I personally fit into the former group. I'm of the mind that if Bond is to survive as a property in this new world of big movie franchises, particularly of large gaps between films, the merchandising needs to improve to help keep it in the public consciousness and help create new lifelong fans who have grown up with the collectibles. I don't buy into the attitude that Bond is a franchise that warrants expensive, higher quality items. There's room for those kinds of items, but those sorts of things aren't for everyone. I call myself a Bond collector and have a large collection of Bond memorabilia, but even I'm thinking twice about the Big Chief Studio models. Bond was once a series that thrived on merchandising. Mention the DB5 to someone, and I'm sure they'll think back to the Goldfinger Corgi model they owned as a child. For every watch or bottle of champagne, there are also packs of playing cards or boxes of elastic bands, with both ends of the market catered for. As a Bond collector, I find it exciting that we finally have a new collectible series to buy that isn't just another toy car or pricey collector's model. And with existing pop figures priced at around £10, they're ideal for the occasional purchase to treat yourself, as well as being perfect for Christmas or birthday presents from a loved one. Once more details are released regarding these pop figures, I'll release an update video. Thanks for watching.